Hey, welcome back to another episode from Life for Living Well. My name is Richard. Before I dive into the topic that I have for us this week, I do like to say if you'd like to know one or two things about our community, you can find it out on our website at www.lifeforlivingwell.com. You may also like to sign up with your email to get our weekly article. And once you put your email down, we won't sell your email or marketing your email. You'll just be one of the people that sign up to the community article that we release every week and then come straight to your mailbox. Without taking much of your time, let's dive into the topic that I have for us this week. The topic for this week is what we call why a systems approach can transform your life. As we normally do before we start any of our podcasts, is to find an inspirational quote for an inspirational individual and use it to build our message around it. For this particular topic, I'll be taking from Eleanor Roosevelt, and she put it this way: the purpose of life, after all, is to live it, to taste experience to the utmost, to reach out eagerly and without fear for newer and richer experience. Eleanor Roosevelt. This is so deep, this is so context. And until you actually break it down, and a lot of people they allow fear limit their world and life experience. They constantly worry about death, they constantly worry about future, so they refuse to live right now. And if you follow Eleanor Roosevelt code and observation and conclusion, you realize that living the life that you want with the only thing that will develop you, increase you, improve you, your insight of life will also improve significantly. So let's dive into the message itself. We live in a world full of a 10 steps to success list and self-help guides. There's a lot of them. So surely nowadays online, people give different advice, giving tips, what you can do and how you can do it to have the life that you want. So the question is, they sound inspiring, but here is the problem. Most people read them, but they never act on it. And there's other group of people that start to implement what they read, but something happened. They lose momentum after a few weeks and quit altogether. They were caught up, they were eager for it when they are in the auditorium or when they first pick up the book or listen to the podcast. So the difference between those who succeed and those who don't often come down to one thing: systems. Your emotion, your motivation, the inspiration is not going to be enough because a long race is not 100 meter, it's extra marathons. And if you don't prepare yourself, you might only just prepare for 5K. After 5K, you lose interest. You might actually prepare for 10K. You might push yourself a little bit to half marathon, but you lose interest as well. You get tired, you get burnout. Your hope are not picking up as fast as you want. What do you do in a situation like this? So I'm going to share two stories with you. Hopefully, one of these stories you will have experienced it or known someone that have experienced it, or you may come across it later in your life. So take Jasmine. She was a successful lawyer at 45, divorced but thriving on paper. Yet she battled chronic loneliness. She said yes when she wanted to say no, worried, worried that people will leave her. She doesn't want to be alone. She, her people pleasing drained her energy and left her surrounded by the wrong crowd. People that they like her status, people that they like the way she presents herself in public, and people that like to see her as part of their group. And she amalgamates herself with that kind of energy as well. But she still, even when she's among the crowd, she still feel lonely. When she's alone, she complained that she had the breakfast alone. She remains, she think about the past. She think about things that is not in her life. And she worried and sad. She constantly have anxiety about the people that are currently in her life, that they will leave her like those who left her in the past. So then there's a John. He devoured business books, attended seminars, and even launched two online businesses. Both fizzled out within weeks. John lost interest in those businesses. Why? The business have not taken any orders. For the 3 weeks that he started the business, John didn't do the marketing or sales for it. John just thought that the website is launched and it should sell itself. So he had the knowledge, but no system to keep him moving forward when motivation faded. Some familiar. These are not real stories, they are everywhere. You probably could be in Jasmine's shoe if you are strong with people pleasing. Or you could be in John's shoes if you acquire so much information, you have desire, you have you dream about it, you have hunger in your heart to launch your product. But one way or the other, you always say, until you have this, until you have that, until this happen, then you will start. But you never start. You get stuck in never ending start. Does this sound familiar? Because you will find it everywhere. So, the next part of my message is why systems matter. Systems matter because success isn't about one-off bursts of motivation. It is about creating routines and structures that keep you moving, even when you don't feel like it. Think of someone trying to get out of debt. What would that kind of person do? Without a system, they will keep guessing. But with a budgeting system, they track income, cut waste, and maybe even free up money for side hustles or savings. A system gives direction, clarity, and consistency. There's the one of the most interesting part of this message. Let's look at the benefit of a system approach living. Number one, routine build results. Many people run away from routine, and because at start it look it look bored, it look dull for them. It's like someone eating the same food morning, lunch, and dinner. With time, you're gonna get bored of it. But the power of routine is to train your brain, that your brain is so flexible, so addicted to the point that it become part of you. When someone say I'm a writer, it doesn't mean they write all the books in this world or they're a prolific writer. It might be the person that write one book in 10 years, but they write a lot of articles, a lot of blogs every week. They're still a writer, the same with somebody that release book every week or every month. And this such a person may write from their heart, from their mind, from desire to understand and to translate that understanding to more people. Regardless of the outcome of their writing, they might not make a living from it as well, but they wake up every day, look forward to write even into their own diary. So let's look at the benefit of a system approach living. Number one, routine builds results. What did I mean by this? Real progress, whether fitness, finances, or skills, it comes from small daily habits. If it is a fitness, rain or cold, you are prone your mind to go out, whether you want to walk, whether you want to run, whether you want to take new hobby, uh, whether you want to dance, you design your system to make sure that you invest certain amount of time, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour, to invest in your fitness. You cannot become fit by thinking about it. It is impossible. You cannot be a mechanic by reading the book about cars. You have to put your hand into it. You have to be mentored by others that are already doing it. Finances. Are you in the stage where you want to get out of the debt? Or are you in the state that you set a goal? Now, in the next 10 years, you want to create a system that generates income for you without you working on it. So you start thinking about or reading and get information about investment, about savings. And are you in the position where you don't know what comes into you? You know how much comes in, but you don't know how your money is being spent after 2 days of your salary or income comes to your hand. You look and set a budget, and then you learn about different budgeting and you choose the one that's more applicable for you. Is it about skills? Maybe you lack 6 or 5 areas that you want to develop yourself. You don't start all the five at the same time. You start with one, you are competent on it, and you progress to the next one. The skills and the knowledge that you develop on the first one that you develop will also complement the new one that you acquire. So all this thing comes from the small daily habits. That takes me to number two. Gratitude keeps you grounded. I was I was rereading John Gray book again, how to get what you want and want what you have. This book, I read it about 15 or 10 years ago. And until recently, looking into my bookshelf and I said, instead of buying a new book, is there any book that I've read in the past that I'm not in tune with the contents of the book? Just reading it. And the thing that you appreciate more, that you don't know that you already have law, your life is already blessed. You're so distracted to focus on things that is not in your life, or things that you want to make happy, and you forget to enjoy what you already have in your life. You already have a rich life. You don't own anyone. You are not have to just work to pay the bills. And you don't realize they so things like they outplace your life is already. So system help you focus on what you are instead of chasing distraction. Number three, consistency compound. So the more you stay true to make sure that things are done or completed, you will find yourself that the compound interest of this will increase. And the people will say you are a person of routine. What they are talking about is that you're so disciplined that you have a systems that are guiding you. And if they look at you, they will notice all those systems that you put around yourself. So it could be you writing a book and you say that each day you will write minimum of a page a day, or working daily may feel small, but over time it changes everything. I learned to celebrate little achievement. If I'm writing a book and I'm finished the part one of the book, how we I wanted to travel locally when we cannot travel out of the country. I will tell my family, guys, let us go and celebrate. Let's drive to Wales, pick a place. They will say, what are we celebrate? I just finished part one of the book. And they will start motivating me that, come on, when are you going to finish the part two of the book? Because they know we have to celebrate it. And I share that celebration with them. So you can find things that will encourage, motivate you, so your systems does not look so bad for you, and it make you quantify your progress, even though it's still difficult to touch and feel because it has not complete yet. What about number four? Courage grows. The system will definitely help you for your courage to grow, because not everyone will agree with you. Not everyone will notice what you are doing, because what you are doing is not yet so impactful to the point that people will stop and appreciate it. They might not even appreciate it if they don't value it, and it's okay. Not everyone is supposed to be for you. Your message might be just for one person, and that one person, their message might be to carry that your message to impact millions of people. So don't just burden yourself that you have to be the one to reach millions of people. I had the story of a woman that was serving God, and she was so gifted and very spiritual. And it got old, and she doesn't have the same energy that she had when she was younger, but she refused to raise the younger generation that come around her, because she was still harboring that God will use her the way she was being used when she was in her 20, in her 30. Now she's in her 80, and she refused to create a space, and then until she have nothing else to offer again, and the nature push her aside. So you don't want to be there. It takes courage to accept what you cannot control. Have the courage to walk alone when others are not willing to walk in the same path as you. Not everybody will be in the same page that you are. And you have to learn how to release, celebrate other people's success at the same time. So with a system, you rely less on external validation and more on steady progress. So the next one on my list of the benefit of system approach living is open-mindedness, refine. Systems are not rigid, they evolve as you learn and grow. So you'll be able to tweak this system of yours in order to serve you based on your environment, based on your resources, based on your perspective, based on your understanding. Adaptability keeps you moving. So life changes. A flexible systems help you adjust instead of giving up. You will lose some friends will become acquaintances will become friends. But if you are the kind of person that have the same skill that made those friends, you are open to making new friends. Expand your horizon. Don't limit yourself to cycle of people that you just know. Be willing to expand yourself to other areas. Look at the hobbies, look at the clubs that you can join, meet different people. Take your time to connect with them. One thing you have in common, you are all different, but one thing you have in common is your humanity is the thing that bonds you together. And lastly, on my list is goals get clearer when you have a systems. When you don't have a systems, you have a picture in your head, but you have no process how to bring this picture into feasible, into the real, tangible world. System force you to define what you aiming for and align your actions with it. So don't you think having a system approach life is much better, it's much productive, it's much clearer than rely on your emotion, motivation, and passion alone. So I cannot just leave you by just giving you the list. I also want to suggest what you can do to build your own systems. You can read more, you can do research more about how to do this, not just taking what you hear from this podcast or read from this article, but I would like to suggest how you can build your own system. So here are a simple framework you can apply to any area of your life. Number one, define the outcome. What do you want to achieve? What do you want to do? You want to start a business? You want to be better understanding financial literacy? You want to pay up your debt? You want to increase your income? You want to start building your future fund? Anything you want to do. So, what do you really want? So that's the way you start. You have to be clear. I met someone that they know what they don't want, but they really struggle to understand or establish what they want. So they will say, "Oh, I don't like a guy like that. I don't like a guy like this." This is how we ask, "What kind of guy do you like?" They don't really know. So they just went, and I said, "Okay, that is the problem. You needed to firstly focus your energy to what you want, not what you don't want. If you focus too much energy on what you don't want, you attract more of it. But if you focus your energy to what you want, you know what you don't want comes. You don't need to take it. If it look like opportunity, you'll be so glad to say thank you. And he is interested. So what do you really want? Do you want financial stability? Do you want better health? So how do you live your life right now? Do you spend so much of free time in front of the screen? Do you spend so much of free time just scrolling the screen on your phone? Do you want to develop a new skills at work? Do you still carry the same skill that you have since you left university or college or apprentice or whatever training that you have? So the question is define the outcome, be specific. Number two, once you identify what you want, break it down. Identify the smallest repeatable actions that will move you forward. Even till now, I have a list of intentions or goals that I wanted to achieve in the next, I wanted to implement or happen in the 90 days. I have it in front of me. Every month that I'm working, I write it down. I don't let it stay in my mind or my head. I will forget. And every time I do every action that I do within the period of 12 hours of doing something, working, the question I am asking is what I'm doing now, is it going to lead me to achieve or implement what I wanted to happen in the next 90 days? If it's not, I'm going to reduce that time. I'm going to redirection my energy and my focus. So you have to break it down. Identify the smallest repeatable actions that will move you forward. So saving 50 pound or $50 a week, running 2 miles, writing 200 words. In my own case, is when I'm writing for books, I always say I want to write a minimum of 2 pages a day. So the best time writing for me is very early in the morning before the whole family wake up. So I have time for myself for the period of first 3 hours. It's quiet. So you have to define what you really want and you break this action down. So if you do 2 pages every day, so imagine if you do it for a month, how many pages you will have able to complete in the book. It get to a one. And the same thing, even if you put 50, $10 a week, you are now having something allocated every month in your account that you didn't have before. So these are the things that you have to think about when you're building a system. Number three, schedule it. Put those actions into your calendar or daily routine so they are non-negotiable. So, because if you have to say yes to other things, you already say no to things that's essential for you. If you always be available for others, when are you going to be available for yourself? Many people feel bored with their own time by themselves. Many people cannot spend time by themselves. They feel bored of who they are. So they need other people energy to connect it, but which is fine. But what you don't want is become a babysitter that you connected 24/7. That it take you away from your own vision, for your own dream, for your own goals. And you have to protect this. If you don't, other people will take it from you. And number four, track progress. How do you do that? You don't have to invest in expensive kits to do that. You can use a journal app, free app to do this, or even free Google Sheet to measure consistency, not perfection. And you have to show compassion to yourself. You're a human being. There will be some days, 2 or 3 days, that you don't feel doing anything, and that's fine. There will be some days, especially I do this on weekend, not to have to-do list, to just put 2 or 3 things that I wanted to do, whether I want to go to walk in nature or go for running, or I want to call friends, or I want to go hiking with a friend. I don't have to write it down. Or sometimes I just want to pick a book or take family out for walking in nature. Number five, I'm cutting toward the end of it. Review and adjust. Every month, ask what is working, what is not. Tweak your system. Don't abandon it. And lastly, number 6, stay patient. What happens is that many people start anything like this before 6 weeks, they give up. I will suggest push it to 6 weeks before you say it's not working. For me, I always give it 6 months. By the time I clock 3, I've already become that. That things have become part of me. If it's something that is worth doing it, if getting out of debt is worth doing it, I'm giving it 6 months to implement the systems. Within 3 or 4 months, I begin to see it, whether my repayment of the interest come down or my capital in investment go up. So remember, motivation start the engine, but the system keep the wheel turning. So in part of the world that I was born, people believe that some people are born with money. Is a bullshit. There's nothing like that. There's no one born with money. Some people can born into money because of their grandfather or grandparent or the system they built. But majority of people, what they do is they create a system that creates money for them. They create money. They don't they don't born with money. They didn't bring the money here. So people that have a poor mindset, they think like if you born with money and they are born to be poor, so they have poor mentality. So even if they have $100, they find it difficult to be generous with $5 because it's never enough, and they always think others have to give it to them. So for you to have a rich mindset is to also to create a space in your spending where you can be generous. Even if it's only £5, if it's only £1 every month, if it's only £20, it's it's open your mind to have a rich life. You open your mind to abundance. You open your mind that you are in a position where you can also bless and make someone smile. So my experience, a few years ago, I wanted to travel more and get fitter. I started by jogging around my block in my street, but when I signed up for a 10K race, running became part of a bigger systems. Over the next 8 years, that system took me to marathons around the world. I met incredible people, explore new cultures, and build memories I will carry forever. So, what is your story? Final thought. Motivation fade, system lasts. If you want lasting change in your finances, health, relationships, or career, don't chase quick fixes. Build a system. Let the routine carry you forward, and the result will follow. So I hope this message helps someone. Until I meet again, please stay safe and have a wonderful week. So if you'd like to know one or two things, please check it out on our website. So until we meet again, please stay safe. Ciao.